Yo, how's it going, guys? It's me, Eric. To my gamer friends, it's Devin Donder, and to all those stopping in and saying hello from TikTok and our giant campaign to continue things going here on our first 1,000 follows on TikTok. It's me, Gumballhead. Welcome to the broadcast. I just spent, no shit, 3 minutes talking to myself, and I was dinking around with my computer, not paying attention to what was going on, and I look over and I realize I'm not live. So, 3 minutes of content gone, plus the 6 minutes prior of me dinking around with trying to figure out what was going on with the internet on my phone, or on my computer. So I'm 9 minutes behind, so I got to cut my broadcast that much more short. Not sure who's in the show here, but I imagine it's the wife. There we go. I got feedback in my headphones now. That's what I've been working on. I'm just trying to route everything through so you can see what's going on. Brings me back to my DJ days when I would hear the relay in the headphones from the broadcast. Then you let it catch up every once in a while. It's kind of great, though, especially if you have a brain that works like mine. The relay is enough time for you to kind of reflect on what you just said, and you can really sit back there and go, did I just say that? Then you don't have any question. There's no doubt there. So, it's kind of funny. Good delay, though. I'll be able to dump if I need to, but fuck it, I don't care. So, 2023, new year, new me, right? People have those resolutions all the time, and they do the resolutions and talk about, I'm going to change this or I'm going to change that this year. How's it going for you? How is everybody doing on that? Everybody doing good? Everybody making do on your first month? Coming to an end here soon? If it isn't already? What's today's date? Yeah, tomorrow. I don't know. No, a couple more days. Regardless, it don't matter. How's it going? My goal for the first 6 months of the year as Gumballhead was to raise $1,500 for the American Cancer Society. Cancer has impacted my life, my family's life, and my friends in a very unique way. And just want to reach out to those friends of mine that are suffering right now. I may not know you in person, but you're still my friends, and not sending you money, so we'll go through the foundation. So, and anybody else out there struggling with any cancer, I've got another one lined up for the second 6 months, and we're gonna roll with that one. Hopefully, once we hit it. So, we do have a link on our page. Go ahead and jump on there, or you can go to the American Cancer Society website. Just let them know that you're donating. From Gumballhead. No, this is not sponsored content or anything. This is from us to a foundation. We want to start putting money out there. Also, another thing is, as I mentioned, we're on the road to 1,000 likes for TikTok. We want to be able to go live on TikTok. It's going to be a more focused venue for our followers and for our listeners. And so, if you guys end up in follow trains or whatever, do us a solid and put our name out there, okay? Do what TikTokers do. Make it happen, guys. And the street team, stickers. People are getting stickers, and you know, I've got a sweatshirt and shirts. The logo changed this year. TikTok is at GumballKZoo. Thank you. Thank you for that. I don't have the finger dexterity right now to do that. So yeah. All right. So we got all that behind us. Let's get back to our topic here. How's your new year going? How are things working out for you? Are you making do on your promises? You know, we're working on that 1,500 for the American Cancer Society. My personal goal is this year is to lose another 35 pounds by the end of the year, which is doable. That'll bring our total to my total to 150 pounds, and to start on my memorial chest piece and create a situation where financial security is no longer an inquiry. These are lofty goals, guys. So, but you know what? If you start it now, you can start working on it now. Chip away at it throughout the year. Why is this information in a sobriety chat? Well, it's not always about that. But let me explain that to you. When we work at a goal, regardless of the goal, if it's something that our boss sets us, hey, you've got 3 days to complete this or 5 days to complete this, or you set a goal, I want to buy a new car with cash in 6 months, and you have to start socking away money whenever you have spare money or whatever it is, you're chipping away at that, right? You're working towards that goal. You're working towards completion of something. Guess what? Recovery is no different. Okay, but the difficult thing about that is when we look at it from the recovery standpoint as an addict, that's a big goal. That's a lofty goal. Okay, I want to buy $100,000 yacht. How much money am I going to have to put away per year to reach my goal? Well, my start goal is, when do I want it by? Do I want it by the time I'm 50 years old? Okay, so that's 6 years. That's easy math. Divide $100,000 by, 6, and there you go. That's how much you got to put away a year. We say 5 years to make it easy, $20,000 a year. But man, that's a lot of extra money, a lot of extra overtime. If you think about it, $20,000 divided by, 12 months, you're putting away, a paycheck or 2 paychecks a month just to make that money. But guess what? If you really want it, you'll do it. I want to pay my house off in the next 5 years, and I've got 15 years left in the house. Our house. This house. I want to pay it off by the time I'm 50, so that there's no questions asked. Something comes up and we need to bail, boom, we'll sell the house and walk with cash, or if I pass, unfortunately, then everybody is entitled to a portion. And as you get older and your mindset changes, and I'm learning this, is a discussion that we had the other day. All of the things that I fucked up in my 20s, I remembered and I reflected on in my 30s. Kind of like, partying all night long and this and that and the other thing, pissing off the neighbors and dropping your wife off in her mom's driveway, 10 days after you get married, and dumb shit. And I look back 10 years later and I laugh about it. It's not like funny haha laugh, but it's just kind of like, man, I can't believe that. And then I get to apply those thoughts now as I'm older. In my 30s, I started to apply the shit that I learned in my 20s. And now that I'm in my 40s, I've got 2 grown adult children and raising new kids. Not only that, but raising children with someone who has a like mind to mine. What a challenge. My goodness. It's tough. Because when I get upset or angry about something, I'm an asshole. And I guess looking back, I'm just an asshole all the time. Realistically, but why? Why am I an asshole? What have I, Well, because everything has always been everybody else's fault, and I learned that narcissistic traits, and I'm focusing on learning those and understanding those, and the reality behind narcissism and gaslighting. That's been my big follow lately on TikTok and here, questions about narcissism and gaslighting, and it's like, okay, well, the more that I look at it, it's like, wow, have I had those traits? Absolutely have had those traits in the past. I don't think I'm narcissistic, but that's not up for me to say, and if people do, then okay, well, that's your opinion, and it's none of my business. But the reality of it is okay, where do we draw the line and approve that it's narcissistic, or if it's gaslighting, or if it's, whatever? I'm not saying this just from an addict. I'm saying this from the other side of the fence too, because I still work on trying to understand why I've done the things that I've done in the past. As I said before, the things that I've done in the past have brought me to who I am, though. Hey, all right, cool. Thanks for the follow, Karina. Appreciate it. I'm going to accept that right now. So, I don't know if you meant to hit that button or not, but you were asking to come on the screen. If you want to come on the screen, shoot me a message and I'll bring you on the screen. Also, hey, Kendra, you can hear me okay, yeah? I'm moderating our chat a little bit, so can you hear me okay? You might be busy with the kids too, and I appreciate that very much. So, I got a few minutes left. I'm not going to burn up too much more time. I just want to see how everybody's working on their goals. And the whole reason why I brought up, the finances or the goal after 10 years or 5 years or 6 weeks or, paying off that car that you bought because you were in a pinch or you were in a pickle. That's cool. All right. Yeah, so those people that get in a pickle or those people that are, in hardship or, paying for this or paying for that and whatever it is that you're trying to overcome and you set those goals for, it doesn't matter what it is. The same thing as a recovering addict. The downside to that is our concept of time is skewed. In our household we call it, Bolter time because that's our last name and that's just kind of how it is. And I know it's not only in our household, but it's in every household in our family. Even if their last name isn't the same, I'm sure of it. And maybe there's households out there too that call it, like Dave time or, Stacy time or whatever the fuck it is, whatever you call it. But it's one of those things that it's like, all right, cool. Now, I'm not saying that my family's a bunch of addicts. I'm saying that our concept of time as an addict is skewed. And that's one of those hard things. And I did a video the other day that, the hardest part is to start. That's true, and reaching out and asking for help. And it doesn't matter what your vice is, or it doesn't matter if they are a friend or if they're a boyfriend or if they're a husband or if they're an uncle or if they're, one of your kids. If they're loved one and you're concerned about them, reach out to somebody who understands that. And I'm not saying me necessarily. I'm just saying reach out to the specialists. Look up Hazelden Clinic or, depends on where you're at. Hazelden's in Minnesota. It's one of the most world-renowned recovery clinics in the world, And there's other places in California. I know there's places in Santa Fe. I know that there's places in Santa Monica. There are the Dharma Punks recovery communities. It just depends on the path that you're on. AA, they do the bash all, once a year, and NA has something similar. So it just depends on what it is. And I've been working with somebody who's an overeater, and it's incredible because, like, when they say what they've eaten, it's like, okay, they eat a lot of calories per day, but they're empty calories like lettuce and broccoli and clear fucking fluids, like broth. And it's kind of head scratching because they are concerned about their eating habits, but on the flip side of thing, they're not eating anything that's going to harm them aside from the amount of consumption, because the intake versus the output is slightly skewed. And not only that, but the nutritional content of the intake is not substantial. So that was a situation where it was like, okay, well, this is a unique situation, and we had to figure that out together. And then I started to think about caloric intake versus output and daily bathroom habits and this and that. So you have to start thinking about those things, because I'm very hypersensitive to lettuce, and it gives me an upset stomach. It's weird because it does that with a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that it doesn't. But believe me, if I eat a salad, it won't be very long before I have to use the restroom. Okay? Not that anybody wants to know that business, but it allows me to steer clear a little bit from having to use the restroom, so I stay away from the salad. Not only that, but buffet foods really weird me out. If I'm going to hit a buffet, I want to be one of the first people that do it or one of the last people that do it, simply because of the fact that if you're one of the last people that do it, the chances of you getting a freshly placed tray is higher. Always go for the bottom, because that hasn't been touched. Well, it depends. Depends on what you're eating too. I forgot how much my mouth dries out when I'm talking. So I'm thankful to have a sink out here now. It's great. So, but yeah, pay down some of my debt this year. I want us to be financially fit and financially free in the next couple of years, to where we can, if we wanted to, we could just walk into an RV dealership with my checkbook, write a check, hop in the RV, pull in the driveway, hook up to our U-Haul trailer and go, you know? Or live here for the rest of my life. Or, you know, it's always good to have options. I'm pretty well committed to my community and my job and the people that I work with, though, so no intentions of jumping ship anytime soon. I'm still young, I'm still wild, I'm still free, you know, and I've been in Michigan most of my life, so maybe there are broader horizons out there. It's just right now I'm not in a place where I want to go and do them, because my roots are here now, you know. I've reestablished my relationships with my children, my older children, since going through, you know, my recovery and starting off and then resetting after years, you know, after 3 years of sobriety. I relapsed pretty hardcore, and then I was, you know, right back into sobriety again for 4 years, which was recent, a couple weeks ago. But anyway, my life's changed so much in those 4 years. And we take for granted the things that we can do or the things that we can say in a small period of time, that we just displace out there in the universe. And that's why I journal so much, because I come across these things all the time and I'm just like, oh man, I said that a while ago, you know. I journal my videos when I talk about them. I pre-write my videos when I put them on TikTok, and I write out notes and stuff when I do these broadcasts. It's just always good to be prepared. But you know what? I can also do the stuff off the cuff, because I've been doing it so long that I'm capable of doing that. But I've always got a story for something, and that's one of the admirable traits about my past relationships with my parents, is that my dad always had a story or a solve for something. And I went live at like 2 o'clock this morning, just needed to get some of that verbal diarrhea out. I knew nobody was on, so I was just like, okay, cool. I'm just going to get on and I'm going to talk. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play with my clay, and I'm going to play around with all the things that I'm doing. I've been working on doing some miniature toxic barrels, and they're kind of cool, but yeah, right? I mean, someday, who knows? No rush. No rush. Greek time. Yep. Okay, I'm sorry. I just saw that, but my comments don't show very well on the phone, so I'm watching me on the screen over there. But it's hard for a lot of people to make those mind changes, and that's where the whole gumball head concept comes in. Is my brain does this all the time, and when I realize that I'm in times of sobriety, there's so much more space inside the brain that's not filled up with bullshit, you know, because if you think about it, the chemical synapses that happen when we intoxicate on whatever the chemical process is that we're ingesting or that we're consuming, or that the chemical releases in our brain, like serotonin or testosterone or estrogen or any of the chemical reactions, that's why we go for it, because we as human beings look for that impulse, we look for that feel, we look for that subtle free intoxication. And that is what, if there was a way to get drunk without consumption, I think more people would be alcoholics. If there was a way to get high without smoking, without vaping, without eating, you know, like I know that there is topical ointments. I've never used them. Do they get you high? I don't fucking know. I know that if they go into your bloodstream and you piss and you're dirty, you fail, okay? So there's got to be something to it. There's got to be more to it than just a topical cream that makes that spot on your body feel good. Okay? Thanks, Gary. But the truth behind it is whatever that chemical process is inside our head, that's what we're chasing as addicts. And that's what we chase too. Think about it, ladies. Not trying to single anybody out, but we all know that there is a time where we crave the chocolate or the salty snacks. And I'm not talking about necessarily our menstrual periods or our menstrual cycles. I'm talking about during pregnancy as well. And not only that, but is pre-estrogen release to the weeks leading up to a menstrual period. Your body is craving specific things. It's because your body is low in those things. If your body's craving something salty like potato chips, your body could be lacking electrolytes, or I said lacting, I'm sorry. It could be lacking electrolytes or potassium. And potassium is a substantial chemical or substantial vitamin in potatoes, right? Or fried pickles. I crave those every once in a while. Every once in a while I crave chocolate. And you know what? I don't think that I'm picky when it comes to chocolate. But whatever's free is good. But it fucks my stomach up so bad that I stay away from chocolate. I like sour gummies. Those don't bother me so much. But that's what I'm saying is our body relies on intuition to satiate our current desires in life. And when I was talking earlier, I was saying it's not just intake. Mentally, we can deal with those things as well. And as we reflect on my current fascination is the narcissism and the gaslighting. You know, it's difficult. And my fascination with that is simply this. I was called a narcissist a few weeks ago. And I was just kind of like, okay, let's see how I identify with a narcissist. So I went in and I took the bullshit Google me fucking narcissist test. And guess what? I'm not a narcissist according to Google. But according to 2 other tests that I took, and one of them was from Yale University, and it was just a 15-question test to inquire about things. It did specifically say that I've borderline narcissism scale. Now, when I looked into that, we also went into the confidence versus perception category. And if you think about the snooty little pricks that go to school at those Ivy League schools, are those guys really snooty? Why are they snooty? Are they that intelligent, or because of daddy's money? It's hard to say, because with money comes arrogance, but so does ambiance, right? That's one of those unique things where if you think about the way that counselors are, if you think about the way psychologists are, if you think about the way psychiatrists are, if you just mentally think right now, what would a psychiatrist look like right now sitting across the table from you? Probably in a button-down shirt, right? I probably would be more groomed than I am, yeah? Right? I'm imagining this because every fucking psychologist and psychiatrist I've ever gone to figure out what was going on inside my head has been cardigan, button-down shirt, stuffy as fuck, and annoying and boring. What are you going to tell me that I don't already know? I'm going to tell you my problems, and guess what? You're going to give me a textbook answer back? Fuck that. Why is this happening? Okay? They don't care. They're not fascinated in their craft anymore because they've graduated to cardigans and button-downs. Because they have been doing it so long that everybody's the same. Why are they the same? Well, it boils down to this. They're chasing that chemical. Drama creates that chemical release. Narcissism, having that power and control, creates that chemical release. Think about it in sexual terms. BDSM, your bondage, your master, they're the ones in charge, and the submissive is the one that's getting that exhilarating feeling. Or even in a consensual couple sexual relationship, when you come home and you kiss your significant other for the first time, is it a sexual kiss or is it a sensual kiss? How is that going to dictate the remainder of your day? Or the remainder of your evening? Is that going to start your evening into something of, I'm going to eat real quick, hurry up, knock the kids out, go to bed, let's go to bed? Or is that going to turn into, I missed you today, and a big giant hug with maybe, you know, a whisper in the ear of, I love you or something, you know? All of these things are lined up based by the actions that are created by our thought process that release those chemicals in our brain, and those chemicals in our brain tell us exactly what we want to have happen at that exact moment. If you get pissed off about something, it's because something else is fucking bothering you. Most of the time. Or there are a lot of things bothering you, and that last thing that you blow up about is because of that chemical release. You're no longer looking for that high. You're pissed off, and you're looking because you just pump that fucking adrenaline into your body, and you just got to let it go. That's when people yell. That's when they start to gain that control and that power. So you think about domestic violence situations, boom, there you go. Power and control. What about the hotheads that go out and they go fucking drinking, or they go get a score of meth or cocaine or go hit a heroin? As an addict, when we fail in a conversation or we fail at things in our lives, we feel not only that we let ourselves down, but that we let our people down, our friends and family down. It weighs a lot heavier on us. You know why? Because we know that you know that we're fighting shit and you're rooting for us. So not only do we fail in that task, but we failed in succeeding in what you expected of us to do in that task, as well as in our recovery. So I already fucked up. You can't be any more mad at me. I'm going to go and use. Because that's going to make me feel good. But then it's just going to create more pain. And then the cycle begins again. I did a video earlier to this week that had that context in it, but that really spurred my brain going, and that's where I stepped into the narcissism area and the gaslighting area. And learning not everything that I say is 100% truth, but I do my very best to ensure that any information that I pass on is as true as possibly can be, because that's what I owe to people that listen to me for advice, or come to me with issues in their lives, or come to me with problems with their friends and family. I called my friend's parents on him one time. I don't know, I was like 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. I lived in my first house, so my kid wasn't here yet. My oldest wasn't here yet. And no, I'm not fucking with my ear. I'm just making sure that it's scabbing. So don't yell at me. But we had a friend who lived there, and finally I had enough of him pissing himself on the couch. So I called his parents and said, look, we got to do something with this guy. Parents were like, oh, okay, the drug addict fucking Mohawk guy with the tattoos is telling us we got to do something with our son that he lives with. Okay. And I was the drug addict because I had tattoos and a Mohawk back then. Guess what? Straight edge, motherfucker. Woo! But anyway, I had journaled so well when he was going through his struggles that I presented his folks with a steno notebook, 80-page, 3-subject, okay? Ring, spiral bound with 3 ring holes. And I gave it to him and I said, look, go over this. If you don't believe how much I care about this person, throw this in the fireplace and burn it. So 2 weeks later, I get a knock on my door and there was an interventionist and this and that and the other thing, and I'm going to stop there. Let's just say I got my friend help. About 10 years pass by, and I finally get an email. So this was in 2012, because he had seen me in an instant messenger chat room. He sent me an email and he said, hey, are you Eric? I said, yeah. He's like, okay, did you used to live here? I said, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm so-and-so. I used to live with you. I said, oh, that's great. What can I do for you? I know we haven't talked in a long time. I just wanted to say thank you. I said, I didn't do anything for you. He said, no, man, you really did. You changed the outcome of my life. You changed the outcome of my path in life. And I'm not boasting or bragging about this. I'm just letting you guys know how simple it is to change somebody's life for the better. All it takes is for you to give a little bit of love. You give a shit a little bit about something, about someone. There's nothing wrong with it, guys. I said, okay, so how did I change your life? And he shared with me his success in college and his successful career and and his current marriage and all of these things, and he was really, really proud. And I said, hey, man, I'm so happy to hear that you've gotten all of these fucking things in your life. I said, but what is the one greatest thing that you got out of all of that, man? There was one answer I was looking for, and he didn't say it. He said, I have purpose. That struck. That hit. It was close. But what the answer was I was looking for was my shit together. So it was close. It was a close answer. And yeah, he did get his life together. At that point in my life, I didn't have my life together. I was going through the worst of my recovery efforts. Actually, I was beginning my road to recovery before I even had known it at that time. That was in 2011, which was when I was starting to get addicted to pain pills again and vodka on Friday nights. Now 2011, that's a lie. That was I worked for myself and I drank a lot of gin. But alcohol was a staple in my day-to-day life, especially when I worked for myself, because it was like, okay, I feel like shit today. Hey, homeowner, I'm not coming over to work today. I had something come up I got to go address. I'll be there tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm off for the rest of the day. To the store for gin. I'm glad I don't wake up that way anymore. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. I'm glad I don't wake up the next morning more fucked up than I was today I went to sleep. So, I was just doing a check here, making sure time is good, but should probably be taking off here pretty soon, folks. I just wanted to poke in and let everybody know that it doesn't matter what you're dealing with in your life, okay? Someone's dealing with it too, and someone cares. I learned that lesson multiple times over. The most recent reminder was my back surgery that I had. I was sitting in the room talking to the surgeon about the upcoming surgery in a few days. And he was talking to me about my, okay, I'm not going to say the word. He was talking to me about the split grape in the bottom of my back and my lumbar. As soon as he said to me, this is what it looks like, and I see it, and yes, we'll be able to repair that, I think. I looked at my now wife, and I started to cry. Because I've dealt with that pain for so many years of my life, and nobody listened to me. Everybody's like, just tough it out, man. You'll feel better in a couple of days. But I wasn't better in a couple of days until I had to have surgery. And I can equate that to the real life of my addictions in the past too. Like, how many years did I struggle through difficulty and pain, and nobody would listen to me with my back pain and my injury and this and that. Okay, well, think about that. And my standpoint of what would it be like to have foot pain for 10 years, or what would happen if you had, a broken neck for 10 years that fucking hurt, but nobody could seem to figure out that it was broken until one day you see a doctor and they're like, hey, dude, your neck's broken. And you're about that far away from being paralyzed. What do you think about surgery? Finally, you find someone that'll listen to you. Put yourself in that situation and then replace whatever your pain or ailment is with alcohol, drugs, masturbation, money, pornography, gambling, eating pizza, eating anything, statistics. I'm fucking a whore right now for TikTok follows. How much of that was in part of my yeah. Everybody knows that I drank. I used to get rid of the pain. I used to get rid of the suffering. I used to get rid of the anguish. I used to get rid of the nightmares. I used to get past all of that. And then I go and I lift 500-pound bariatric patients with the help of an electric cot. Sometimes, if the battery wasn't dead or we were lucky. Because at that time, we only had one electric cot in the fleet. And when I departed from the company, they had started getting them in. But I like to think that if I'd stuck around, I'd have been fired by the time I came back from my back fucking being injured. Because I wasn't there, you know? So I'm thankful, even to this day, that I had an amazing support group. Everybody was amazing. And that period of time in my life was the tail end of 2022, by the way, guys. So, you know, well, beginning of 2022 through till the middle, I guess it would be. But to the new people that are following, I'm just going to give you 2022 in a nutshell. I'll probably do this one more time this year, and then I'll just cut it because this is all shit from last year. We got to let it go and move forward. Let go of the negative, right? Let go of the negative, and we'll carry forward the positive. That's what I meant to say. So, the negatives, emergency back surgery put me out of work for 6 months. And, you know, it's no joke. If you don't have a fucking financial fund saved up, you're screwed, guys. So start now. Don't rely on just coin. Don't rely on dollars and cents. You got to have some other type of backup. And if it wasn't for the other things, then it would have put us in a financial pickle that we might have struggled to overcome. You know, I'm glad that we had some safety cushion there. My mom died. See here. I mean, there were other things that happened in 22 that sucked, but it doesn't get more worse than your mom dying and you having surgery. Because 2022 was overshadowed by great things, though. I got married. We had another child, and we, you know, overcame a lot of negatives in our lives, and we are stronger than ever in the relationship and in conversation and communication. And that doesn't come without growth in your own head. You know, and if we don't work on ourselves, we can't help each other. And I've been harping on that lately, but the truth behind it is you can work on yourself as much as you absolutely need, but don't forget about your partner. Don't forget about the reason why you go to bed at night, or the reason you come home from work every single day, okay? Because they're just as important inside your head as you are. And I have work brain and I have home brain. When I'm at work, I think about home. When I'm at home, I think about work. Is that fair? No, it's not fair to the people at home, and it's not fair to the people at work. But it's not all the time. But it's like a pinball machine, you know, bing, 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 bing. Wonder what the kids are doing. Wonder what my wife's doing. Wonder what game he's playing. You know, I wonder what so-and-so's doing. Wonder how much freight they got. You know, it's fucked up. So. '22 sucked. Amazingly, though. 23 is going to be another amazing year, and we're gonna stomp the shit out of the bad this year, guys. We're charging for 1,000 likes on TikTok. We're charging for 5 years sobriety in January. We're charging for 1 year wedding anniversary. See if we can make it. Oh shit, did she leave the chat? Oh, I'm just joking. I know you're still here. My daughter's gonna walk soon. Our daughter is going to walk soon. I can't wait. It's too early, but it's not. We're going to potty train this year. And we're going to overcome health issues. And we're going to overcome all the negative shit. And we're going to do it as Team We. And we're going to do it as you know, Team Gumball. I have taken on a couple of clients. So just to kind of put this out there one more time, guys. I've taken on 2 clients from TikTok, and they're both doing amazingly well. And I do my suggestive conversation for free if it's less than a certain period of time, okay? And I'm not out here whoring for money. I'm not trying to get rich or anything. I'm just saying there are things that we can talk about and resources that are out there that will cost you money, and I'll get you going in that direction if that's something that you need long-term care-wise. Or if you just need to talk and get some shit off your mind, let me know. Interaction, a conversation, and things are free. And when I said it was less than 5 minutes, it's free. Well, we start hitting 15 minutes, it's a consultation. If I know who you are, though, and I'm your friend, there's no reason for that until we develop that relationship, right? Until that relationship is developed. And then we'll determine it from there. There's nothing wrong with having friends. It's a problem with most of us addicts. When we decide to get clean, our friends turn their backs and walk away. They're not our friends because they just don't want to party with us anymore because we want to get clean. I'll go to a fucking party. Let's go karaoke. You know, I'll go stand in the middle of a bar. I don't care. I'll stand on the bar. Dare me. I'll do it. Don't dare me. I don't want to do it. I'll do it stone cold sober because that's my realistic personality. One of the things that we lose, one of the first things that we lose in ourselves as addicts is ourselves. And that's one of the hardest things to overcome, because once you start to lose yourself, that's when everything else starts to fall to the wayside as well. You stop caring. You stop caring about the people around you and the world around you. You stop caring about the people that love you, and because you don't think that they care about you anymore, because they're not going to help feed your addiction, or they're not going to help you, go gamble, or they're not going to bring you home scratch tickets because you have a $5 winner and you want, 5 $1 tickets because you're going to increase your odds of winning another $2 so you can go back the next day and buy 2 more tickets to lose and piss away. The thought process is the same. The hardest part is to start. You got to find it inside yourself to do that. Inside yourself, not your health. So, 2023, our year in review. It's going to be another great year. Take the positive from the negative, guys. Once you can figure out how to do that, you can master anything. There's always something good from bad. Period. You got to see it. You've got to understand it. You got to make it materialize in front of you. Exhale bullshit, inhale positivity. Right? Guys, I hope you're all well. I'm going to depart. It's bedtime. I'm tired. We had family night tonight. We watched a movie. We did homemade dinner. My oldest daughter came over and we ate popcorn and talked about poop and made jokes and hung out. It was wonderful. So, connect with your family, guys. If you are limited on family, I'm more than happy to be a part of it. If you struggle with your family or they struggle with you, and you want some advice on how to reconnect, I'll happily attempt to help as much as I can. So, stay strong, stay focused, stay sober, and guess what? We'll see you next week, guys. If anybody has anything they want to talk about, let me know. Right now, I think hoarding is the top topic for the week, potentially next week. So, hoarding, holding on to belongings in non-material things. Guys, make sure you come down here. I don't know if it's over here because I'm on my camera. Let me look over here. I've got my broadcast settings set up. So, just click the like. Right up there. Is it up there? There it is, yeah. So click the like. Click it. And subscribe so you never miss a video. And I will go back to putting the schedule on the Facebook page. And I will go back to posting these videos, at least the links to the videos, on the webpage. If you guys have resources that you need now, and it's late or any other time, just know that you can go to the resources link on the Gumball Head page, gumballhead.com/WordPress. I'm sorry. It's gumballheadkzoo/WordPress.com. Okay? So, check out the website. Check us out at gumballhead_kzoo on the other socials, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. New content coming there too. Yeah, so guys, if you need anything in the meantime, holler at me. Check out the website. There's resources there. There's past experiences. I blog there for the people that come in here. You can see where my brain was at certain periods of time in my life. And Namaste. Hasta del sol. See you tomorrow night, or hasta mañana, right? Good night, son, I think is what I said. Or bye, son. That's what a buffalo says when their child goes off to college, right? One more thing, just because the gumball head is turning, we're going to add a gumball. We're going to add a gumball in next week's broadcast. So be here. Actually, no, I'm changing the topic already, and we're going to bring that topic to the forefront next week. So stay strong, stay focused, stay sober. I love saying it. I'll never get sick of it. I love you. Keep going. We'll see you all soon. Take care.